places like Amityville. That's where I levitated with my body. If you gave me $1 billion, I wouldn't go in that house again because it messed up my life and my husband's life.
Are you brave enough to step inside the Amityville house, a place where the line between the living and the supernatural blurs? What could drive a family to abandon their home in terror, leaving it to the mercy of an unfathomable evil? Is there truth to the whispers of malevolent spirits and paranormal occurrences that have haunted this place for decades? In the quiet suburban town of Amityville, the DeFeo family's stately Dutch colonial house, standing tall with its white facade and elegant windows, exuded an aura of prosperity. However, the idyllic exterior belied the simmering tensions and deep-rooted conflicts that plagued the DeFeo household. Ronald Butch DeFeo Sr., a prominent figure within the community as the owner of a thriving car dealership, was known for his stern demeanor and unwavering discipline. His relationship with his troubled eldest son, Butch Jr., was fraught with bitter disagreements and escalating confrontations, shrouding the once harmonious home in an atmosphere of unease and resentment. Butch Jr., struggling under the weight of his father's oppressive expectations and seeking to break free from the suffocating constraints of familial duty, found solace in the dark allure of substance abuse and rebellion. The discord between father and son reached a breaking point, culminating in an irreparable rupture that tore through the family's facade of harmony, leaving behind a trail of bitter recriminations and seething animosity. The tranquility of Amityville was shattered on the fateful evening of November 13, 1974, when Butch Jr. burst into a local bar, his voice trembling with fear and panic, proclaiming that his parents had been shot. A group of bewildered patrons followed him back to the DeFeo home, where they were met with a scene of unimaginable horror. The lifeless bodies of Butch's parents and siblings lay motionless in their beds, the air thick with the stench of violence and despair. Blood-soaked walls bore silent witness to the heinous tragedy that had unfolded within the once grand residence, forever staining its grandeur with an indelible mark of darkness. The investigation into the DeFeo family massacre unearthed a tangled web of secrets and lies, exposing the toxic dynamics and festering resentments that had plagued the household for years. Butch's initial claims of an external assailant were swiftly dismantled, replaced by a chilling confession that sent shockwaves rippling through the tight-knit community. He spoke of sinister voices that had whispered insidiously in his mind, goading him toward an unspeakable act of familial annihilation that he claimed to have been unable to resist. The subsequent trial of Butch DeFeo became a grim spectacle of anguish and disbelief, as the harrowing details of the massacre were laid bare before a captivated audience. The defense sought to portray Butch as a victim of his circumstances, a troubled soul ensnared by the cyclical nature of abuse and despair. The prosecution, however, painted a stark portrait of a callous murderer, unflinchingly snuffing out the lives of his kin without a shred of remorse. As Butch was led away to spend the remainder of his days behind the cold steel bars of a prison cell. The grand house at 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville stood as a silent testament to the horrors that had unfolded within its once hallowed halls. Its once stately facade now bore the scars of a tormented past, its corridors echoing with the anguished cries of a shattered family, its very foundations seemingly permeated by an ancient malevolence that had long slumbered beneath the surface. A year later, the Lutz family, consisting of George and Kathy Lutz, along with Kathy's 3 children from a previous marriage, sought a fresh start and a new beginning. As they set foot within the notorious walls of the Amityville Horror House, initially drawn to the property's grandeur and allure, they were quick to discover that something sinister lurked within the heart of their newfound sanctuary. Unearthly whispers seemed to drift through the house, their disembodied murmurs a constant reminder of a presence that defied all rational explanation. The gentle hum of the furnace metamorphosed into a dissonant screeching of otherworldly voices, each one vying for the attention of the family members. leaving them feeling unsettled and vulnerable within the confines of their own home. Shadows flitted across the walls, their movements betraying an otherworldly intelligence that seemed intent on tormenting the family's fraying nerves. Unseen hands tugged at the bedclothes in the dead of night, leaving the Lutz family shivering in the darkness, their frayed nerves teetering on the brink of collapse. Kathy, once a pillar of warmth and resilience, found her spirit gradually consumed by an oppressive malaise, her once bright eyes now haunted by an unworldly weariness that refused to abate. George, the once stoic patriarch, found his composure slowly eroded by the relentless assault of the supernatural forces that seemed intent on tearing his family apart. His waking hours became fraught with paranoia, his every step accompanied by the unnerving sensation of unseen eyes boring into his very soul. Nightmares plagued his sleep, their vivid imagery blending seamlessly with the waking horrors that now besieged the Amityville Horror House. In the heart of the residence, a room lay shrouded in impenetrable darkness, its threshold guarded by an invisible force that repelled all who dared to venture nearby. Its walls seemed to reverberate with the echoes of a bygone era, their very foundations steeped in the blood of a tormented past that refused to be silenced. From within its confines, an ancient evil, a malevolent entity that had lain dormant for generations, seemed to beckon to the Lutz family, its siren song luring them toward an abyss from which there could be no escape. The Lutz family sought solace in the company of local paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, hoping to find some semblance of respite from the relentless onslaught of supernatural torment. Together, they attempted to document the sinister occurrences that had transformed their once promising sanctuary into a waking nightmare, each revelation further cementing the house's legacy as a crucible of unrelenting horror. Green slime oozed from the walls, its noxious stench permeating every nook and cranny with an insidious malevolence that seemed to taint the very air they breathed. The fetid tendrils of decay crept through the house, corroding the foundations of reality itself, while phantom apparitions grew increasingly emboldened, coalescing into a grotesque menagerie of tortured souls and vengeful specters. George, in a fit of desperate determination, ventured into the depths of the house's boathouse, where the echoes of the DeFeo family's final moments reverberated with a sinister resonance. The spectral visage of Butch DeFeo himself seemed to materialize before him, his eyes blazing with a malevolent intensity that transcended the confines of the mortal plane. As the Lutz family grappled with the unfathomable horror that had ensnared their very existence, the walls of the Amityville house seemed to pulsate with a primal malevolence, heralding an inexorable descent into a nightmarish abyss from which there could be no escape. Despite their valiant efforts to resist the encroaching darkness, the Lutz family was ultimately forced to flee the house, leaving behind the physical manifestation of their torment, but carrying with them the indelible scars of their nightmarish ordeal. The legacy of the Amityville Horror House, a testament to the enduring power of fear and the unknown, loomed large, its ominous silhouette serving as a stark reminder of the fragility of the human spirit in the face of the unknowable forces that lurk just beyond the threshold of perception. As the Lutz family sought solace and recovery in the wake of their ordeal, the house itself seemed to withdraw into an eerie silence, its secrets and mysteries shrouded once more in the inscrutable depths of the Amityville night. Following the disturbing events within its walls, the Amityville Horror House stood as a chilling sentinel, with darkened windows and a foreboding silhouette, blurring the line between the mundane and the supernatural. Locals whispered about its haunted legacy, while thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts were drawn to its enigmatic allure. Despite multiple attempts to cleanse the house's dark history, it remained trapped in an enigmatic web of dread. Speculation surrounded the malevolent presence. Some blamed the restless DeFeo family spirits. Others thought an ancient evil had awakened. Over the years, different owners had unsettling encounters, fueling tales of eerie apparitions and inexplicable phenomena. The house's notoriety grew, its name synonymous with hidden mysteries. To this day, the Amityville Horror House serves as a chilling reminder of human vulnerability in the face of the unknown, a cautionary tale for those who tempt the supernatural's capricious whims, and an enduring beacon for those drawn to life's shadowy mysteries. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Until next time, stay cautious and remain vigilant.